soothing and enchanting sleep story designed to guide you into a peaceful and restful slumber amidst a secret garden of calming magic. If you find yourself drifting into tranquility with Mirabel and her blooms, and would like to experience more stories like this, please gently tap the like button and consider subscribing to our channel for more journeys into peaceful realms. Before we step in to the Whispering Valley and discover the magic of the Eventide Blooms, let's take a few moments for a gentle breathing guidance to prepare your mind and body for deep relaxation. If you prefer to drift directly into the story, you'll find chapter timestamps waiting for you in the video description just below. Now, allow yourself to settle into a comfortable position. Let your body become heavy and supported by your bed, feeling the gentle embrace of your blankets. Perhaps adjust your pillow to cradle your head just so, creating a haven of coziness. This is your time to let go of the day's happenings and welcome stillness and quietude into your evening. Allow the gentle whispers of the Whispering Valley and the soft hush of the Eventide Blooms to wash over you, guiding you towards a state of profound relaxation. Let us take a calming breath together. Inhale slowly and gently through your nose, allowing the air to flow in like the soft scent of lavender drifting on a summer breeze. Exhale slowly through your mouth like a gentle sigh of contentment, releasing any tension held within. With each breath, imagine your body softening, releasing any lingering tightness, much like the petals of the Eventide Blooms unfurling at twilight. Visualize the velvety petals, the gentle swaying willow trees, and the soft glow of fireflies in the evening air. Allow these peaceful images to fill your mind with tranquility and ease. If your thoughts begin to wander, that's perfectly alright. Simply let them drift by, like soft clouds floating across a peaceful sky, and gently guide your attention back to your breath or the sound of my voice. There is nothing you need to do now except listen and allow the story to gently carry you toward rest. Feel the rhythm of the Whispering Valley, the steady, calming pulse of nature as it flows gently onwards. Let it carry away any worries, any cares, any doubts, like a gentle stream, washing away pebbles. Allow yourself to be enveloped by the velvet hush of the Eventide Blooms. Now, let's begin our journey into the heart of the Whispering Valley, where the gentle magic of the Eventide Blooms awaits to guide you into a serene and restful sleep. Chapter 1: The Whispers of Twilight. As the sun began its slow descent beyond the rolling hills, a gentle hush fell over the Whispering Valley. Mirabel moved through her garden with a quiet grace, her footsteps barely disturbing the soft moss underfoot. The air, still warm from sweet scent of honeysuckle and damp earth, a fragrant promise of evening's tranquility. She paused by a patch of eventide blooms, their buds still tightly closed, like secrets held close to the heart of the earth. Their velvety texture, even in bud, was comforting to the touch, a silent invitation to softness. The stream that meandered through the valley murmured a gentle lullaby, its waters catching the last rays of sunlight, turning them into shimmering ribbons of gold. Dragonflies, with wings like stained glass, danced above the water's surface, their delicate forms catching the light before settling amongst the reeds for the night. The world seemed to be slowing its pace, breathing out the day's energy and preparing for the quiet embrace of twilight. Mirabel felt a deep sense of peace settle within her, a feeling as familiar and comforting as the scent of her garden. She began to water the eventide blooms with a watering can, the gentle shower mimicking a soft rain. Each drop kissed the velvety buds, promising nourishment and encouraging their evening awakening. The sound of water trickling onto the thirsty earth was soothing, a rhythmic counterpoint to the stream's gentle murmur. Mirabel watched as a ladybug, its shell, a vibrant ruby red, crawled across a leaf, pausing as if to listen to the evening's quiet symphony before continuing its slow journey. A soft breeze stirred through the willow trees that sheltered the garden, their slender branches swaying like dancers in a slow, graceful ballet. The leaves rustled like whispered secrets, adding another layer to the evening's peaceful soundscape. Mirabel closed her eyes for a moment, breathing deeply, inhaling the calming blend of scents, feeling the gentle caress of the breeze on her skin, letting the quiet sounds wash over her, releasing any lingering tension from the day. As dusk deepened, the first fireflies began to emerge, their tiny lights blinking like stars fallen to earth. They danced amongst the trees and flowers, their gentle glow adding a touch of magic to the already enchanting garden. Each blink was a tiny spark of hope, a gentle reminder of the beauty that unfolds in the quiet hours. Mirabel watched them, mesmerized by their silent, luminous dance, feeling a sense of wonder and childlike joy fill her heart. She settled onto a moss-covered stone bench, the cool, smooth surface grounding her. The air grew cooler, carrying the faintest hint of lavender, a subtle promise of the eventide blooms' impending awakening. The sky was painted in soft hues of pink and orange, a gentle farewell kiss from the setting sun. The world around her seemed to be holding its breath, waiting for the full embrace of night, a moment of quiet anticipation, filled with peaceful expectation. Mirabel reached out and gently touched a bud of an eventide bloom, its velvety texture soft and yielding beneath her fingertips. She could almost feel the life stirring within, the gentle energy preparing to unfurl into fragrant petals. She She felt a deep connection to these blooms, a shared sense of gentle awakening and quiet unfolding, mirroring the peace that was settling within her own heart and mind. The shadows lengthened, deepening the hues of the garden, transforming familiar shapes into soft silhouettes. The sounds of the day faded, replaced by the quiet symphony of the night. The chirping of crickets, the distant hoot of an owl, the gentle murmur of the stream, all blending together into a lullaby of peace. Mirabel breathed deeply again, feeling the velvet hush of twilight settle over the garden, a gentle promise of restful slumber and quiet dreams. Chapter 2: Petals of Peace. As the last sliver of sunlight disappeared below the horizon, a new light began to emerge in the whispering valley. The moon, a soft pearl in the darkening sky, cast its gentle glow upon Mirabel's garden, bathing it in a silvery luminescence. Under this ethereal light, a magical transformation began to unfold. The Eventide Blooms, sensing the shift from day to night, began to stir. Their tightly closed buds, once holding secrets, now started to unfurl, like gentle sighs releasing into the night air. The first petal to open was a soft, velvety purple, unfurling slowly, deliberately, as if savouring the moment. Then another, and another, each revealing a deeper, richer shade of lavender within. The unfolding was a silent ballet, a graceful and mesmerizing display of nature's gentle magic. Mirabel watched in quiet wonder, her heart filled with a sense of awe and peaceful anticipation. The air, once carrying the scent of damp earth and honeysuckle, now began to fill with a new fragrance, a sweet, calming aroma of lavender, growing stronger with each unfurling petal. The scent was soft and embracing, like a gentle hug for the senses. It drifted through the garden, carried on the soft night breeze, weaving its way amongst the willow trees and across the murmuring stream. It was a scent that spoke of peace, of tranquility, of release from worry and tension. Mirabel inhaled deeply, letting the lavender fragrance fill her lungs, feeling a wave of calm wash over her, softening her muscles and easing her mind. As more and more eventide blooms opened, the garden seemed to glow with the soft, inner light. The moonlight reflected off their velvety petals, creating a scene of enchanting beauty. The gentle hum of contented bees, who had remained in the garden even as twilight fell, grew slightly louder, a peaceful drone that resonated with the unfolding magic of the blooms. Mirabel closed her eyes, listening to the gentle symphony of the garden. The rustling leaves, the murmuring stream, the humming bees, all blending together with the intoxicating scent of lavender into a perfect lullaby. She reached out and gently touched an open eventide bloom, its petals soft as the finest velvet, cool and smooth against her skin. They felt almost weightless, like captured moonlight, imbued with a gentle energy that seemed to radiate outwards. Mirabel carefully began to collect the pollen-laden petals, her fingers brushing against their delicate surfaces, feeling the soft release of pollen dust into the air, a fragrant cloud of tranquility. She placed the petals into a woven basket lined with soft moss, handling them with the utmost care, as if they were precious jewels. The basket soon filled with the velvety purple petals, their lavender scent growing stronger and more intoxicating. The garden air was thick with their calming fragrance, a gentle balm for any weary soul. Mirabel felt a deep sense of purpose in collecting these petals, knowing the peace they would bring to others. As she worked, a gentle glow emanated from the heart of the garden, a subtle luminescence that seemed to originate from the Eventide Blooms themselves. It was a soft, warm light, not bright or intrusive, but rather a gentle emanation of peace and tranquility. The fireflies danced closer to the blooms, as if drawn to their gentle light and calming fragrance, their own lights mirroring the soft glow of the petals. Mirabel finished collecting the petals, her basket overflowing with velvety purple treasures. She looked around at the garden, now fully awakened in the moonlight, bathed in the soft glow of the Eventide blooms and the gentle hum of contented bees. The air was heavy with the velvet hush of evening, a promise of peaceful dreams and restorative sleep. She smiled, a gentle, contented smile, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for the magic of the garden and the peace it offered to the world. Chapter 3. The village seeks solace. The following morning, the whispering valley awoke to a sense of unusual calm. The lavender scent, lingering from the Eventide Blooms' nightly unveiling, still hung faintly in the air, a gentle reminder of tranquility. Villagers, emerging from their homes, felt a lightness in their steps and a quiet peace in their hearts, a subtle shift from the usual worries of daily life. An unspoken understanding seemed to pass amongst them, a shared sense of peacefulness emanating from the secret garden. Old Man Willow, his face usually etched with lines of worry, walked with a slower, more deliberate pace, his shoulders less burdened. He noticed the gentle sway of the willow trees by the stream, the soft murmur of the water, the cheerful chirping of birds, details he often overlooked in his daily concerns. He felt a quiet pull towards the edge of the village, towards the direction of the whispering valley, an instinct drawing him towards something he couldn't quite name. Other villagers felt it too. A young mother, usually hurried and stressed, found herself pausing to watch a butterfly flutter amongst the wildflowers, its wings a vibrant splash of colour against the green meadow. A weary farmer, his brow often furrowed with concern for his his crops, noticed the gentle warmth of the morning sun on his skin, a comforting sensation that eased his usual anxieties. A quiet stillness had settled over the village, a gentle invitation to slow down and breathe. Drawn by this unspoken yearning for peace, villagers began to wander towards the whispering valley, their footsteps guided by an unseen hand. They approached Mirabel's garden hesitantly at first, drawn by the faint scent of lavender that wafted from behind the curtain of willow trees. They parted the branches cautiously, stepping into the hidden haven, their eyes widening in wonder at the sight that unfolded before them. The garden, now bathed in the soft morning light, was a symphony of gentle colours and calming scents. The eventide blooms, though their petals were beginning to gently close as the day warmed, still radiated a soft lavender hue and released a subtle fragrance of tranquility. The air was still and peaceful, broken only by the gentle murmur of the stream and the soft hum of bees amongst the remaining open blooms. Villagers sat amongst the flowers, on moss-covered stones, or beneath the shade of willow trees, their faces softening with relief as they inhaled the calming pollen. Mirabel greeted each visitor with a gentle smile and a quiet word of welcome. She offered them cups of herbal tea, brewed with calming chamomile and lavender, and small pouches filled with dried eventide bloom petals. She explained the gentle magic of the blooms, their ability to soothe restless minds and bring inner peace, sharing the gift of her garden with open hands and a kind heart. The garden became a haven of quiet respite, a sanctuary from the worries of the outside world. Old Man Willow sat quietly beneath a willow tree, his eyes closed, inhaling the lavender scent, feeling the gentle breeze on his face, listening to the murmuring stream. He felt a deep sense of release, a letting go of the burdens he had carried for so long. The garden's peace seeped into him, washing away his anxieties and filling him with a quiet contentment he hadn't felt in years. He opened his eyes, his gaze softer, his expression lighter, a gentle smile gracing his lips. The young mother sat with her child nestled in her lap, both breathing in the calming pollen. The child, usually restless and fussy, lay peacefully, soothed by the garden's tranquility. The mother felt a wave of gratitude wash over her, a deep appreciation for this peaceful haven and the gentle magic it offered. She looked at Mirabel, her eyes filled with warmth and thanks, a silent acknowledgement of the gift she had shared. Throughout the day, villagers came and went, each seeking solace in the garden's embrace, each leaving with a lighter heart and a quieter mind. The garden hummed with a gentle energy, a testament to its restorative power and the quiet strength of kindness. Mirabel moved amongst them, a gentle presence, offering comfort and sharing the velvet hush of the eventide blooms with all who sought it. Chapter 4. Sharing the Blooms Magic. As evening approached once more, Mirabel felt the gentle stirring within her, a quiet prompting to share the magic of the eventide blooms beyond the confines of her garden. She gathered several baskets, lining them with soft moss and filling them with freshly collected petals, their lavender scent rich and intoxicating. She envisioned spreading the garden's tranquility throughout the village, creating a blanket of peace that would envelop every home and heart. With a gentle determination, she ventured out of her garden and into the village, carrying her baskets of petals like gifts of serenity. The twilight air was soft and still, carrying the faint scent of wood smoke from hearth fires and the distant sounds of villagers preparing for the evening. As she walked, she noticed a subtle shift in the village atmosphere, the lingering calm from the previous day, a quiet receptiveness to peace. She first approached the home of the weary farmer, gently placing a small pouch of petals on his doorstep. The pouch, woven from soft linen and filled with dried blooms, released a delicate lavender fragrance as she set it down. She imagined the farmer finding it later, inhaling the calming scent, feeling a moment of respite from his worries, a gentle reminder of peace amidst his labours. Next, she visited the home of the young mother, leaving a larger basket of petals by her windowsill, where the evening breeze could carry their fragrance throughout the house. She pictured the scent drifting into the nursery, lulling the child into peaceful slumber, creating a haven of tranquility for the entire family. She felt a quiet joy in sharing the bloom's magic, in extending the garden's peace to every corner of the village. She continued her gentle journey through the village, leaving gifts of petals on doorsteps and windowsills, in gardens and by wells. She moved silently, like a whisper of peace in the twilight air, her presence unnoticed, yet her gifts deeply felt. The scent of lavender began to permeate the village, weaving its way through the streets and into homes, creating an atmosphere of shared tranquility, a collective breath of calm. As she walked, fireflies began to emerge, their gentle lights blinking in the deepening twilight. They danced around her, as if guiding her path, their tiny sparks of light mirroring the gentle magic she was spreading throughout the village. She watched them, feeling a sense of connection to these luminous creatures, their silent dance a testament to the beauty and peace of the evening. She reached the village square, where villagers often gathered in the evenings. She placed a large basket of petals on the old stone well, inviting anyone who passed by to take a handful and carry the garden's peace into their homes. She watched from a distance as villagers, drawn by the lavender scent, approached the well, their faces lighting up with gentle surprise and gratitude as they discovered the fragrant gift. Old Man Willow approached, his eyes twinkling with warmth as he recognized Mirabel and her baskets of blooms. He took a handful of petals, inhaling their calming scent, a gentle smile gracing his lips, He nodded to Mirabel in silent thanks, understanding the depth of her kindness and the quiet power of her gentle magic. He felt the village transforming, enveloped in a blanket of peace, a shared tranquility woven from the velvet hush of the Eventide Blooms. As darkness deepened, Mirabel returned to her garden, leaving the village bathed in the calming fragrance of lavender and the gentle glow of fireflies. She looked back at the village nestled in the valley, feeling a profound sense of peace and contentment. The Blooms' magic was spreading, reaching every home and heart, creating a haven of tranquility throughout the whispering valley. She knew that the velvet hush of evening was not just in her garden, but now in the entire village, a shared blessing of peace and restorative rest. Chapter 5. The Garden's Gentle Strength. Returning to her garden, Mirabel found it bathed in soft moonlight, the Eventide blooms fully unfurled, their velvety petals glowing with an ethereal luminescence. The air was thick with their calming fragrance, a gentle balm for her senses. She sat once more on the moss-covered stone bench, feeling a profound sense of peace settle within her, as deep and quiet as the velvet hush of the evening. The garden felt alive with a gentle hum, a low, resonant vibration that seemed to emanate from the blooms themselves, a testament to their restorative power. She closed her eyes, listening to the gentle symphony of the night. The murmuring stream, the rustling leaves, the chirping crickets, the soft hum of the garden, all blending together into a lullaby of tranquility. She felt a deep connection to this peaceful haven, a sense of belonging and quiet strength rooted in the earth and nurtured by the blooms. The garden had not only brought peace to the village, but it had also revealed a new strength within her own heart, a gentle power born of kindness and compassion. She reflected on the events of the past days, the villagers seeking solace, the shared moments of peace, the spreading of the blooms' magic throughout the valley. She realized that the true magic of the Eventide blooms was not just in their calming pollen, but in their ability to connect people, to foster a sense of shared tranquility, to remind everyone of the gentle power of nature and kindness. The garden had become more than just a sanctuary. It had become a source of healing and connection for the entire village. The moonlight streamed through the willow trees, casting dappled shadows on the velvety petals, highlighting their soft texture and delicate beauty. Mirabel reached out and gently touched a bloom, feeling its cool, smooth surface beneath her fingertips. She imagined the villagers nestled in their homes, breathing in the lavender scent, feeling the same sense of peace and tranquility that she felt in her garden. She knew that the velvet hush of evening had settled not just over the valley, but within their hearts as well, a shared moment of quiet contentment. She breathed deeply, inhaling the calming fragrance, feeling the gentle breeze on her skin, letting the peace of the garden wash over her, soothing peace and sharing kindness. The Eventide Blooms, in their quiet unfolding, had taught her this profound lesson, revealing the gentle strength that resided within her own heart. As the night deepened, the stars emerged, twinkling like diamonds scattered across a velvet cloth. They seemed to mirror the gentle glow of the Eventide Blooms, adding another layer of magic to the peaceful scene. Mirabel watched them, feeling a sense of wonder and awe at the vastness of the night sky and the quiet beauty of the universe. She felt connected to something larger than herself, a sense of belonging to the gentle rhythm of nature and the peaceful flow of life. The garden hummed softly around her, a gentle vibration that resonated with her own inner peace. She felt a deep sense of gratitude for this tranquil haven, for the magic of the Eventide Blooms, and for the opportunity to share their gift with the world. She knew that the garden would continue to bloom, season after season, offering its velvet hush of peace to all who sought it. A gentle reminder of tranquility in a world that often felt too hurried and too loud. Mirabel settled back on the stone bench, feeling the cool moss beneath her, the gentle breeze on her face, the calming scent of lavender filling her senses. She allowed herself to drift into a state of deep relaxation, letting go of all thoughts and worries, surrendering to the peace of the garden and the velvet hush of the night. She knew that sleep would come easily, peaceful and restorative, filled with gentle dreams woven from the magic of the Eventide Blooms and the quiet strength of her own heart. The garden, in its gentle wisdom, had guided her to a place of profound peace, a sanctuary within and without, a velvet hush of tranquility that would carry her through the night and into the dawn.